retires, marking the... And the famous 46 appears on the grid for the final time. It's Valentino Rossi's last dance. Won the final race of the career of Valentino Rossi. Axe Colours is a street artist from Barcelona who has produced this masterpiece on the side of the restaurant and commentary building. Unbelievable. It's been signed by Valentino himself. I have to say that is tremendous. It looks even better to send off his good buddy Valentino Rossi. And look, it looked like a bit of a surprise for Valentino earlier.
Oh, fantastic. What incredible scenes. What a surprise to end his Grand Prix career. Ronaldo waiting inside the Petronas Yamaha SRT garage. Round the corner came Valentino Rossi. There's been so many great surprises for Valentino ahead of this farewell appearance. That one looks like it topped the lot. Brilliant scenes. Love it. Absolutely fantastic.
Look at that. He looks delighted here. And thank you to him for attending this race. There's just so many beautiful tributes to Valentino here this weekend so far. I don't really want it to be over.
You're right, the murals there on the side of the building, that's an absolute beautiful masterpiece, as Steve said. 99 250cc title, an NSR 500, what a beautiful machine that was. The last ever two-stroke Premier Class World Champion back in 2000. And after what, a quarter of a century, 25 years and 26 seasons, it all comes down to this. 27 laps left in Valentino Rossi's illustrious career.
He starts 10th on the grid today. It's actually been a pretty good weekend, one of the best of the season so far, as he goes for one last dig into that magic hat. And of course, there's so many fans here that have come to wave goodbye to Valentino Rossi from all corners of the world. A tremendous crowd that we've got here to say goodbye to Valentino Rossi.
Sub-lap, and here we go then. Valentino Rossi about to enter the fray for his final World Championship appearance.
The legend, the doctor, his last appointment, his ritual as he heads out on circuit then, the number 46, the last time he exits a garage on two wheels in Grand Prix motorcycle racing.
Great shot there as well. We're giving the thumbs up as he left the Petronas Yamaha garage. One of his longest serving mechanics, who's now working with Fabio Quartararo. Bernard Anshu there, just coming out to give a thumbs up to Valentino. That was a lovely shot.
Yeah, whilst we were on that, actually, I had a nice message from Alex Briggs a little while ago, of course, watching from down under. A quick shout out to Briggsy and Brent Stevens as well, because of course they were for so long part of Valentino's trusted crew, and I'm sure that they might even have a few tears as well. Let's go down into pit lane. We saw him on screen a moment ago. The legend that is Ronaldo is with Simon Crafar.
He is. Ronaldo, I have to admit, I don't watch football, but I know who you are, because winning everything, you transcended your...
I met Valentino first time in Italy, like 20 years ago, and he was already a champion. And you know, he's also famous of Inter Milan, and I was playing there, so he was very young, and now I come special for him. You know, he last race, and he did an incredible journey, and he's a true legend. He deserves everything he wants, and yeah, I wish for him good luck for the future. You know, I just told him that life, you know, can be fun also without racing, and that's happened to me when I stopped playing football. And yeah, it's good to be here on his last race.
Ronaldo, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Simon Crafar, that was a great, brilliant words there from Ronaldo, who knows what it's like to retire from sport at the top of his game.
Yeah, proper green with envy. So for the very last time, Valentino Rossi comes to a grid as Bagnaia and Jack Miller. Row 2 led by former world champion Joan Mir, Johan Zarco and Alex Rins. Brad Binder leads row 3 ahead of current world champ Fabio Quartararo. Keep an eye on Taki Nakagami. He was strong in FP4 yesterday. He completes the 3rd row. Rossi's farewell fling.
They have every chance of having a big day here today, sandwiched in between them Johann Zarco. And whilst we're talking about Suzuki's chances here for Mir and Rins, right on call. Tough weekend for the world champion Fabio Quartararo, starting from 8th. Down to you, Simon. Massimo Meregali.
Unsatisfied, but Fabio was looking that he's really lucky to have KTM behind him, giving him the opportunity of his life. Talking about that, Simon, be in our garage, be on Danilo's side. After the race, we will have a surprise, a real surprise. I look forward to see it. Good luck in the race, Hervé. Thank you.
Save me a spot.
I think there's going to be more tears by the sound of it post-race as Valentino Rossi makes the walk onto the grid for the very last time. Great scenes there as well, embracing one of his great rivals. I think Valentino, we talk about his rivalries with Casey Stoner, Jorge Lorenzo, Dani Pedrosa, Marc Marquez, but Loris Capirossi back in the day used to give this man a few headaches. They're great friends, and that was a lovely... Yes, no wonder all the attention, all the focus on this man. He's just trying to block out all the fuss. He's got one race still to run. He's not here just for the show, not to cruise around for a final farewell. He's here to try and get a top result and bow out in style. He's had an excellent weekend so far, starting from 10th place on the grid.
Let's now go down onto the grid and speak to Mike Leitner. It's been an up and down weekend so far for Red Bull KTM. Miguel on the back of the grid, of course, Binder starting 7th. Down your side.
Yes, Mike. He's got some other things here. Mike, tell us, it's been a tough weekend for Miguel the whole way. I'm not sure what you expect in the race. Brad, we know what he does on Sundays, and I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I mean, we are very happy where Brad is on the 3rd line, 7th position, so that's a quite good starting position for him. Let's see the outcome there. We know here the first 2 laps always very tricky to survive. Of course, Miguel is not happy with his grid position, and we are not. But to be fair, he had a strong performance in FP4, and we don't know exactly what went wrong in the qualifying session, but he will try his max. We know our 2 riders, and then let's see after the flag what's the outcome.
Thank you, Mike. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Thanks to Mike Leitner. It's certainly been a very difficult ending to 2021 for Miguel Oliveira. Back of the grid, 20th place for him. Big hopes, though, being carried by Brad Binder, who's always a Sunday man. He starts from the head of the 3rd row in 7th spot.
Preparing himself to put on the helmet in Grand Prix motorcycle racing for the 432nd and final time. Valentino Rossi. It is all eyes on Rossi. He's had some fantastic script writers over those 26 years. I hope he's brought him in for one last magic.
Just must be all kinds of emotions going through his head here, Steve. I mean, he's been such an icon, a legend, as Lynn Jarvis said, a fantastic ambassador, a man who transcended this sport. He took MotoGP from the back page to the front page. He helped build the popularity that we're all enjoying right now. MotoGP recognised all around the world probably as the most dramatic and exciting and most nail-biting form of motorsport on the planet. And this man's contribution to that can never be downplayed, can never be underestimated. Sometimes the words icon and legend can be overused, but there are no more appropriate words to describe the fantastic career of this man, the great Valentino Rossi.
His flamboyance is going to be missed so much. Nobody did celebrations like Valentino Rossi. The time has arrived, 26 years long. The icon who singlehood celebrations to the man who went on to win 9 world championships. It's quite warm here this weekend, so let's quickly pop down to the grid before we go racing. Piero Taramasso's with Simon.
Piero, can you give us some news on the tyres?
Yes, so I think it's that good news, easy news. Everybody's with the hard front and medium rear like we expected, so there is no change. There is no reason to change because the results are clear. So we will see a good race because the tire will keep very strong until the end.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much. We have to remember there is a race going on, of course, at the front. Valentino Rossi certainly hopes to be part of that race. You can just see there Francesca in the background. Of course, they're soon to become parents to a baby girl, so congratulations. And
we're here today from the 3rd row of the grid.
The eyes of Pecco Bagnaia there on fantastic form, the man in form. A win in Aragon, a win in Misano, 3rd in Austin. He was on course for a win in Misano again until he crashed, and another win then last time out in the Algarve. Is he going to make it 4 victories in 6 races? to really cap off a perfect end to 2021.
Valentino Rossi's data engineer there on the left, Matteo Flamini. He's been such a key part of Valentino's success down the years.
16 years he's been swinging his leg over onto a Yamaha in MotoGP, so crucial laps for those who are maybe mired back a few spots. It's going to be difficult to get by the Ducatis. It all ran near in the end. There's still celebrations. These will be going on, not just all day, probably for weeks.
Yeah, fans and media, 10, 12 deep outside the Petronas Yamaha garage right now. Everybody trying to get the special pictures, which you'll see all across the back pages tomorrow around the world, flooding social media right now.
In really good trim. I mean, that's one of the best races of the year. Look at him. These guys will be celebrating like they have won the 10th World Championship. What a career for Valentino Rossi. Fans, young and old, goodbye to Valentino, and they're still going for Valentino and his crew. It's unbelievable to them.
25 years later, a quarter of a century, Valentino Rossi has been bringing joy to millions of fans in this part of the world.
One era ends in MotoGP and another has just begun. We know that MotoGP will be all right in the future. We've seen some stunning racing over the last couple of years and this season in particular. But it really, really will miss this giant Valentino Rossi as they continue.